Last but not least, we have the lobster one, which I think is the one that's most intriguing because it's from Dollar Tree and it's got lobster in it. Hey, good morning and welcome back. As you can imagine, I have tried a lot of Dollar Tree food over the past couple of years, but surprising to me and probably surprising to you is that I haven't really explored much of their convenience foods. A couple of months ago, I tried a handful of their Jamaican beef patties, and some of those were actually really good, some of them were not so good. But as I was shopping the other day, I noticed that they have a large selection of these single-serve giant egg rolls, and so I thought today we could try all of the flavors and talk about them. So they actually had 5 different flavors of egg rolls. There is a shrimp egg roll, lobster egg roll, pork egg roll, chicken, and a vegetable one. And I was looking at the packaging, and they actually do come with like a little sauce packet inside of them, so that's nice. And it does say that they are microwavable, although, you know, microwaving probably isn't the most ideal option, but sometimes it's the only option that someone has. And the ingredients list really isn't that bad. It looks a little lengthy on the surface, but it's really just big ingredients that are broken down into their individual parts. And the number one ingredient is cabbage. This one has cabbage, chicken, carrots, onions, celery, all really good ingredients, and those are your top 5. And then from there, of course, you have the wrapper and the sauce and all of the ingredients that go into those individual components. But it actually seems like a really decent option if it tastes good. As far as heating instruction goes, it does recommend baking them in the oven, but it does include microwave instructions as well. So if you only had a microwave, you could definitely do this. I think you're gonna lose some of the textural elements in the microwave because you're obviously gonna end up with something that's a little more chewy as opposed to something that's crisp and crunchy. And not listed on the label here is probably deep frying them, which would give you the overall best texture, or even putting them in the air fryer, which would also get you a really crisp texture. So here I have the chicken egg roll, and it actually has a good bit of color to it. And like I said, it does include a sauce packet too. So it looks like it comes with sweet and sour sauce for dipping. And you can see that it's a beautiful golden brown. It actually smells really good straight out of the package. Mine has slightly been thawing on the counter for about 20 to 30 minutes or so, and they do recommend cooking this from thawed as opposed to cooking it from frozen. So since we have 5 different egg rolls, we can try a few methods of preparation to try to get the best result that we possibly can. Of course, we have to start with the microwave method as that is the most accessible, and since they say it is microwavable, we have to try it in the microwave. So I'm actually going to try the vegetable egg roll first in the microwave. So the directions on this say to microwave it without the sauce packet for 90 seconds uncovered, so that's what I am going to do. So I always like to cut them open just to see what they look like on the inside because I want to know what the filling to breading ratio is and just generally what they look like inside. So I'm going to cut this open as gently as I can. And this is what the inside of the egg roll looks like. So as you can see, it has a lot of very visual vegetables. We've got the cabbage and the carrots. This is the vegetable egg roll again, so there's no meat in this one. And let's give it a taste. I'm gonna try it with the sweet and sour sauce that comes with it. And I'm gonna try it by itself as well without the sauce, just in case. Despite the fact that this was cooked in a microwave, it actually has a really good texture on it. It didn't end up as soft as I thought it would. It actually still has a decent amount of crisp to it. I mean, it's not as crispy as it would be if you fried it or cooked it in the oven, but it doesn't lose its texture completely, and I think that that's a really good option if all you have is a microwave. This actually turned out really great. This is honestly very on point and very close to the egg rolls that you get at Chinese restaurants too. So I definitely think that this is a good option and a really good flavor. We got some other ones to try though. So for anyone who's wondering about the shirt that I'm wearing today, I know a lot of you guys are new here. I wear a lot of like metal and horror themed clothes. My boyfriend has a horror themed clothing line. We mostly travel to various Comic-Cons and horror conventions and sell horror themed related cartoon art. So this is a horror rendition of Tommy Pickles. The second egg roll I'm going to be trying today is their pork egg roll, and I think for this one I am actually going to use the oven directions, which it says to cook at 400 degrees for 7 minutes and then turn it over and bake for another 7 minutes. So 14 minutes total. Here is our pork egg roll straight out of the fryer. Let's go ahead and cut into that one. And on the inside, we do still have some nice veggies. I can't really see any pork, but it looks like it's kind of ground up and mixed in there. Now, I don't really expect there to be necessarily vast differences between the few different flavors available, but they do offer some variety. And like I said, these seem to have a really good amount of veggies in them for just being $1.25. I was surprised by the filling to breading ratio on them in general. This pork one has a really nice flavor to it. It's a little on the salty side, and it's got some pepper in it. And the shell crisps up really nicely in the toaster oven. But the next one I want to try is the air fryer, which I expect will get even crispier. So I'm going to do the chicken one in the air fryer, and this doesn't actually have air frying instructions on it, so I'm going to put it in at 400 degrees and I'll tell you how long it took. And here's the chicken one out of the air fryer. This only took about 7 minutes in the air fryer to get this beautiful golden brown. Let's cut into this one the same. This one is really crispy. And it does actually seem to be a little bit on the smaller side from some of the other ones, not quite as stuffed full, especially the vegetable one. That was quite full. I think that as we progress through the different meat options, that the filling might get a little more sparse. This one's pretty good. I can definitely taste the chicken in there, and so far the vegetable one is actually my favorite. Next up, we have the shrimp flavor, and I'm going to fry this in some oil on my stovetop and see how the texture turns out on that one. And then lastly, there is the lobster egg roll, which I am going to prepare according to whatever is my favorite of the 4 methods I'm trying today. Here is the shrimp egg roll after frying in oil. It took about 5 minutes because I had to fry it on 3 different sides to get it crispy all the way around. But let's go ahead and cut into it. As you can see, this one is very crispy. And there is the cut side of that one. I'm realizing that some of these have a different ratio of cabbage to carrots, and that might be the reason that I liked the vegetable one the best so far, because I think that had the most cabbage to carrot ratio. I'm not really a big fan of carrots, so that's why that kind of matters to me. So let's go ahead and try the shrimp flavor. If the vegetable was my favorite so far, this one is a close second. The shrimp flavor really comes through, and it definitely makes it feel like it's more elevated for just being a Dollar Tree egg roll. And last but not least, we have the lobster one, which I think is the one that's most intriguing because it's from Dollar Tree and it's got lobster in it. So let's go ahead and cut in. And there's the inside of that one. As you can see, over the course of this, they all pretty much look the same. And as far as I can tell, they are all identical with the exception of whatever meat is added to them. The ingredients all seem to be the same: carrots, onions, all of that. So let's try the lobster flavor. As I mentioned, this one is definitely the most intriguing because it is lobster. It smells pretty good. Let's give it a taste. These seafood versions are actually really good. I think better than I expected them to be considering they're from Dollar Tree. I think that if I were to rank these in order of like best to worst or most favorite to least favorite, I would say, because none of them were bad particularly, I would probably rank the shrimp one as like my top, tied with the vegetable one. Like those two are really good on their own. The vegetable one has the best ratio of cabbage to carrots. The shrimp one has the shrimp flavor, which is fantastic. Close second to that would be the lobster one because again, it just feels kind of elegant. It's Dollar Tree and it's lobster, so you know, if you're craving Chinese food, it's $1.25 and it's super easy to throw this together. From there, we probably have the pork flavor, which was pretty good, but a little on the salty side because pork is a little bit more of a salty meat. And then actually my 5th one would be the chicken one, which is the one I expected to like the most, but I just felt like it was kind of lackluster and chicken's not really that exciting. So overall, if you're in the mood for an egg roll and you've only got $1.25, these are a really great option. And I cooked them in various different ways. They even reheated well in the microwave. So I definitely would recommend trying these if you've never gotten them before. Maybe you've been afraid of getting them. They're all great. Like I said, some are just better than others, but none of them were bad. So if you guys want to see more of these taste tests, let me know if there's anything you want me to try in the comments below. My Dollar Tree has muscle meat in the freezer, so that's something that I intend to try in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.